Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Once it is visible, say yes in chat box, please. Okay, yesterday we started. Okay, yeah, thanks, Srinivas. Okay, so once again, very good evening. So I'll just take in a quick recap. So yesterday we started with a topic called the PPE, which is nothing but personal protective equipments. So here we use different types of equipments to protect ourselves from the workplace hazards. Then we have seen the limitation and also need of this PPE, so why it is necessary, and also how extent these PPEs can help us. Okay. Then we have seen the need of PP, how we are going to judge. So by what are the circumstances or the situations can push us to look towards PPs. Then we discussed about a sample hero template. Then we have seen existence of PP, how it is being still we are using, what are the various conditions. Then we have seen statutory provisions with respect to these PPs. So as I said, every employer is responsible to provide PPEs without charging the workers or employees. They have to provide on free of cost. Then these are the various Indian standards. So every PPE should have uh, manufactured based on the respective standards. So with respect to India, we'll get an ISI mark helmets. Then we have seen selection of this PPE, and also we have seen the factors of selection, how you can select what will be the characteristics of the PPAs. So what should you look while purchasing any PPA? Example starts from helmet to your shoes. What are the various things we see? So basically, we see the whether it is suitable for the type of hazard. Then we look for uh, a comfort, how comfortably people can use it, and also how it is fitting to the people, and also the restriction of movement. So is there any restriction once people starts using that specific PPE, whether it is durable or attractive? So durable in the sense in part of cost effective. So whatever the money we are spending, it should give at least a certain amount of life, so that the employer also will be happy to provide on a free of basis. And also the type of material which we are using, it should not give any discomfort or additional create an additional hazard, and also it should meet the respective standards. Then we have seen the PPEs, I mean different types, respiratory, okay, then non-respiratory. So with respect to non-respiratory, as I mentioned, non-respiratory in the sense which we use to protect our body except our lungs. So basically respiratory will be, it is always used to filter the air which you are breathing from the atmosphere. And non-respiratory will be to protect your complete outer body. Starts from your head, eyes, body, and hearing protection, full body protection, or gloves, safety shoes, etc. Now we'll talk about each of these non-respiratory PPs. One is safety helmet, and also called as hard hat. Most of the people are familiar with, I mean, hard hat or safety helmet. Safety helmet is an ideal word everybody used to use in the industries. So basically, why we use helmet? So falling from objects. So the things which will fall from the heights. So it will help us to protect our head and hitting against the objects. So in case of any slip you had in the workplace, it can able to protect you from that, or ceilings or beams or scaffolding members which are there in the projected or objects which are there in the uh, close to your head height. So these characteristics will be made of PVC or fiberglass, etc. Okay, let us not get into the characteristics more because that is not so important. Then electrical safety helmet, which is an electric shock when working near live to the electrical lines. Then these are made up of again synthetic electrically non-conductive materials, which are PVC. Most of them are non-conductive. Then welder's cap, so falling from welding parts and from the above. So this we have uh, uh, caps will be to avoid the welding parts, and also they use the welding shield to protect from the high intensity of light. If you see, these welder caps are not so familiar in India. So basically, this is made up of leather. Most of our people use the safety helmets itself. Then crash helmet. So this is basically used for two-wheeler riding purpose. Then ear protection. So as we know, ear protection is an utmost important because in Factories Act also there is a notifiable occupational disease with respect to noise. Okay, that is noise induced hearing effect. That is the one of the notifiable occupational disease. When I say notifiable occupational disease, the factories or the government has been identified that it is one of the occupational disease. When we say occupational disease, occupation is nothing but the activity a person is doing. This is nothing but resulting of his work. He's been fallen sick. He lost his ability. That is nothing but occupational hazard. So with respect to ear protection, so the general noise levels will be 90 dB, which we can able to expose 8 hours of duration or 48 hours a week. It may cause deafness, fatigue, loss of efficiency, irritation, and also loss of hearing. Noise levels can be measured by noise average meters or noise dosimeters. Earplugs or earmuffs reduce up to 25 to 40 dBA, and earplug is made of plastic or rubber or polyethylene foam. Earmuffs covers external ear and provides better attenuation than earplug. So basically, 90 decibels are the threshold limit for humans. They can expose without any effect to their hearing ability. If it is more than that, we may lose our efficiency. So already we discussed this topic in the IS 102. So if a person is exposing 95 decibels, so how many hours he can expose? how many hours he can work in that atmosphere. 90 decibels. I'm expecting answer from Srinivas or Kumar and others also. No, if it is right or wrong, it is fine. Don't worry. One second. I don't know. Just a second, please. Sorry. I think now you can able to unmute. Yes.
सर क्वेश्चन एक बार रिपीट कीजिए ना.
हाँ, अभी इधर क्वेश्चन क्या है? अभी हम लोग 90 डेसिबल बोले तो हम लोग आराम से 8 आवर्स तक काम कर सकते हैं. माई क्वेश्चन इज, अभी मैं मेरे वर्क प्लेस में 95 डेसिबल्स है, हम मैं कितना घंटा उधर काम कर सकते हैं? आई हैव गिवन द
सर
एग्जांपल आल्सो.
actually definitely we cannot work more than 8 hours, sir, as it is exceeding. However it may whatever it may be.
Yeah. That is an ideal answer. I'll agree. Definitely, we are not supposed to work for 8 hours at the 95 dB. Definitely, we'll get some
Some question
efficiency.
like 6 hours, like that it may be.
Okay.
Yeah, 4
4
hours.
hours, sir. 4 hours.
4
Okay.
hours.
Perfect. Then 100.
Yes. और reduce करना पड़ेगा 2 hours.
105.
And at a certain point, it's not at all. We cannot even listen very high decibels.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably, we have to reduce by wearing ear muffs or earplugs.
Yeah, that is for true, but for a safe exposure will be this much.
70
As,
decibels.
yeah, as a given this thing example, basically 90 dB. If you see 8 hours, we can happily expose. So whenever
Right.
you are increasing of every 5 decibels of noise, automatically your exposure hours
Time
will be reduced to
reduced.
half.
Right.
It is reduced to half. We have to remember that
Yes.
half. It is being
Okay.
reduced to half. When I say 100, you have to compare with 90. Okay, 90 से हम लोग इतना कम आए तो we should expose only maximum of 2 hours. More than that, we are not supposed to be there. That is the bare minimum exposure we can allow the people at that specific locations. Okay, I think for this we have done a calculation also. Noise dose. Yes, we have done one calculation as well. Okay, fine. Just to recall your memory, I have just brought up this table. So every 5 decibels of increase, there is a decrease of half of the exposure time. Okay.
सर मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन है. दिस बट इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड अलग है, बट इंटरनेशनल में थोड़ा अलग रहता है क्या इसमें?
नहीं, पूरा एक ही है सर.
एक ही है, ठीक है.
एक ही है. हम लोग मैक्सिमम ओशास को रेफर करता है. एक ही है, पूरा एक ही है.
ओके सर.
Okay, so if you're not giving a certain production, what will happen over a period of time, the people lose their hearing efficiency. Even in the IS 102, we have shown the ear diagram also. There are three parts of ear penna, middle ear, and the internal ear. There we have cochlea. Inside the cochlea we have hair cells. The hair cells will damage. So basically these hair cells will have a healing effect. So self-healing. So if your skin got cut, so basically the God has given a great gift, so it can heal. Then over a period of time, the wound get healed itself. Even though we apply some ointment, but definitely we'll have certain things in our body, so it can heal, self-healing this thing. Same way, our hair cells also can repair itself to a certain extent. So if it is completely damaged, it is not going to be reverse back. It is also in a non reversible disease. You can't bring back to your normal position of your hearing ability. But definitely, yes, with the external aids, I mean, the hearing devices, you can listen the speeches, etc. But you can't reverse your hearing ability. It's a non-reversible disease. Okay, next. Then we have face and eye protection. So when we say face, immediately we'll get face shields. Again, there are different types of face shields we use for grinding, buffing, welding, and eye protection. Eye protection also we have different types of goggles for the chemical splash goggles or regular goggles where we use for uh, grinding activities or general safety purposes. A chemical flash will be, it will have a kind of full eye protection where it can able to control the chemical splashes. So when we say eye injuries can be caused by mechanical, chemical, and thermal and radiation hazards such as dust, falling particles, splashes, and harmful radiation. Eye protection or safety spectacles, monogoggles or impact goggles, welding goggles, foundry goggles, chemical goggles, gas tight goggles, face shields, welding helmets, etc. are possible.
चपाती भाजी आहे ना
Excuse me.
तसं होणार ना माधव काही
Lakshmi Das, please mute yourself. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. So basically, these are different types of goggles. Again, it is differ from the nature of activity you are performing, because engineering industry is different and chemical industry is different and founder industry is different and some construction industry is different, but some of the goggles can be used for most of the applications. There are a few special goggles which we use for the specific job works, especially for the this uh, welding goggles dedicatedly used for the welding purposes. These goggles can't be used for somewhere else. Even mono goggles is used for the chemicals. Even safety spectacles will be, these are the general goggles, anti-glare goggles. These for the common protection, especially for the engineering industries, etc. So when we say the hazards will be large flying particles from the chipping, fettling, or riveting, then dust from the small flying. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, how many types of PP, sir?
Basically, there are only two types of categories: respiratory and non-respiratory.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Non-respiratory in two types, sir.
Sorry.
Non-respiratory in two types, sir.
Non-respiratory గురించి మనం ఇప్పుడు మాట్లాడుతున్నాం. We are talking about non-respiratory only.
అదే సార్
Ear
దాంట్లో కూడా
protection.
అది ఎన్ని రకాలు సార్ నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీ?
Non-respiratory మనకు చాలా ఉన్నాయి. Non-respiratory అన్నీ కూడాను ఒక కేటగిరీ కింద వస్తుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సేఫ్టీ హెల్మెట్ అన్నాము, అది non-respiratory కోసం. అంటే అప్పుడు నేను ఎలా చెప్పాలంటే తల ప్రొటెక్షన్ గురించి, చెవుల ప్రొటెక్షన్ గురించి, ముక్కు ప్రొటెక్షన్ గురించి, ఫేస్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ గురించి చెప్పాలి. అందులో
రెస్పిరేటరీ ఎన్ని రకాలు సార్?
రెస్పిరేటరీలు కూడా మనకి చాలా ఉన్నాయి. డస్ట్ మాస్క్ ఉంది, ఫిల్టర్ మాస్క్ ఉంది, తర్వాత హాఫ్ ఫేస్ మాస్క్ ఉన్నాయి, ఫుల్ ఫేస్ మాస్క్ ఉన్నాయి, తర్వాత కంటిన్యూస్ ఎయిర్ లైన్ రెస్పిరేటర్స్ ఉన్నాయి. అది మనం చెప్పుకుంటాం, తర్వాత వచ్చే టాపిక్ అదే దీని తర్వాత. ఓకే,
కంటిన్యూ సార్.
ఓకే. సో ఇప్పుడు ఒకటి ఉన్నాయి నోకరాజు, ఇప్పుడు మనం చెప్పుకున్నదంతా కూడాను ఈ నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీ గురించే. ఇక్కడ చూస్తే నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీలో చూడండి, హెడ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఐ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఫేస్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఇయర్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, హ్యాండ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఫుట్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, ఇవన్నీ కూడాను మనకి నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీ కిందే వస్తాయి. అంటే తల నుంచి కాళ్ళ వరకు మనం వాడే అన్ని పీపీసీ కూడాను నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీ కిందే వస్తాయి. రెస్పిరేటరీ అంటే మనం ఓన్లీ ముక్కుకు తగిలించుకునే వాటిని మాత్రమే రెస్పిరేటరీ కింద కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాము. అందులో కూడా వివిధ రకాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఓకేనా?
దాన్ని సింపుల్ గా ఏంటంటే ఎక్స్టర్నల్ పార్ట్స్ యూజ్ చేసేది కానీ నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీ.
దట్స్ వాట్ ఐ మీన్. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ పార్ట్స్ అంటే ఇంటర్నల్ ఆర్గాన్స్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేయాల్సింది మనం ఓన్లీ రెస్పిరేటరీ వాడతాము. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ అన్ని
రెస్పిరేటరీ,
కూడాను, అందుకని మీకు క్లాస్
నాన్
స్టార్ట్ నుంచి చెప్పాను,
రెస్పిరేటరీ.
లంగ్స్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ కి వాడే మొత్తం కూడాను రెస్పిరేటరీ కింద వాడతాము. ఎక్స్టర్నల్ బాడీ మనం ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసుకోవడానికి వాడే అన్ని కూడాను నాన్ రెస్పిరేటరీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ కింద మనం మాట్లాడుకుంటాం.
ఓకే ఓకే.
యా, ఓకే, ఫైన్. I'll just take a moment here. Okay, let us come back. So again, if you see, these are the different activities which can create a hazard to our face and eyes. Large flying particles from chipping activity, fettling activity. So can anybody remember fettling, in which topic we covered? Just to recall, incident recall technique. ఎక్కడ మనము ఫెట్లింగ్ గురించి మాట్లాడుకున్నాము, ఏ పేపర్లో? మీరు ఆన్సర్ చెప్తే నాకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వస్తుంది బాగా. ఫెట్లింగ్, శ్రీనివాస్.
सर एग्जैक्ट पेपर याद नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ.
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So fettling we discussed in IS 103. In IS 103 we talked about different types of manufacturing sectors. We discussed in the steel manufacturing, foundry operations. We have seen fettling activity, where once the castings or the mold has been prepared, we'll get the extra part, unnecessary parts in the pouring activity. To remove that unnecessary parts, there they do the fettling operations. In the fettling operations, basically they do grinding, cutting, gas cutting, etc. Okay, fine. So I request everybody, just please refer the PPTs once you receive. Don't ignore. Okay. Then dust and small flying particles, which are from scaling or grinding, stone dressing, etc. Splashing of metals. It is like pouring of liquids, metals from ladle. So again, it is in a this topic we discussed in 103 in the steel hot works. Then splashing of liquids, so handling of chemicals, acids and chemicals. Reflecting light glare, so which is in the foundry works. So foundry, when you are working near the foundry, so if the people are who worked in foundry, they would have experienced this high intensity of light or glare. If you see the molten metal, అంటే మనము ఐరన్ ని కరిగించేటప్పుడు అక్కడ ఉన్న ఆ లిక్విడ్ మెటల్ అనేది అంత బ్రైట్ గా ఉంటుంది అనమాట. దెన్ హ్యాండ్ అండ్ ఆర్మ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ సే హ్యాండ్ అండ్ ఆర్మ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్, మన అరచేతులు తర్వాత అప్ టు మనకి ఎల్బో నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు వచ్చే కూడాను మనము ఆర్మ్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ కింద చెప్పుకుంటాము. సో ప్రొటెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ హ్యాండ్స్ అండ్ ఆర్మ్స్ ఆర్ రిక్వైర్డ్ వెన్ వర్కర్స్ హ్యావ్ టు హ్యాండిల్ మెటీరియల్స్ హ్యావింగ్ షార్ప్ ఎండ్, షార్ప్ ఎడ్జెస్, hot and molten metals, chemicals, corrosive substances. The protective equipment may be gauntlet gloves, wrist gloves, mittens, hand pads, thumbs and finger guards, and other sleeves, gloves, hand leathers, arm protectors, finger stalls, mittens, etc. So these all are used for different kinds of activities to protect our hands and arms. So most of the common gloves or most of the common hand protection we could see in industries are, we would have seen cotton gloves, which are widely used for general cold works. Then we use leather gloves for the welding and any hard work activities. In leather also, again, welding gloves, we call different types of gloves are there. Leather and TIG welding gloves also we see. And again, different types of rubber gloves, PVC, etc. Those gloves will be used for the handling of chemicals. And also we used to use arm sleeves, which is from the wrist to your elbow, అంటే మన అరచేతి నుంచి మోచేతి వరకు ఉంటుంది, హ్యాండ్ స్లీవ్స్ అంటారు. ఈవెన్ క్రికెట్స్ ఆడే వాళ్ళు కూడా యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఎస్పెషల్ లేడీస్ దగ్గర చూడొచ్చు వాళ్ళు ఆర్మ్ స్లీవ్స్. సో అవి కూడా యూస్ చేస్తుంటారు. ఎక్కడైతే మనకి షీట్ మెటల్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ కానీ, స్క్రాప్ హ్యాండ్లింగ్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్లో కానీ ఎక్కడైతే మనకి షార్ప్ ఎడ్జెస్ ఉన్న పార్టికల్స్ని లేదంటే ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ని హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తుంటారో వాళ్ళు ఆర్మ్ స్లీవ్స్ని కూడా యూజ్ చేస్తుంటారు. తర్వాత హ్యాండ్ లెదర్స్. These hand leathers are nothing but this, it is kind of a piece of a leather where it can be tied to your hand to hold the material. It's just a piece of leather. దాన్ని కూడాను షార్ప్ మెటీరియల్స్, షీట్స్, ఏదైనా ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ హ్యాండిల్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఓకే, so these are made up of different types of materials again. So asbestos, now it is banned. Nowhere you will get the asbestos material made hand gloves. So basically it is used for protection against hot materials, heat and sparks. Chrome leather, so again these are also used for the handling hot works. Flame proof ducts, these are also for the hot metals. Plastics, rubber gloves for hot liquids, moisture, acids, etc. Even chemical resistant materials, these are used for the acids and alkalis. Radioactive for hot liquors, plastic rubber coated fabrics, hot liquids, moisture, acids, etc. Metal mesh, cut and abrasions. So some of the gloves will have metal mesh, even cut resistant gloves. So there also will have different types of levels: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. So based on the intensity or based on the risk level in your activity, we choose the different types of cut resistant gloves. Then cotton, these are nothing but the general cotton gloves. There we some of the gloves will get the plain cotton gloves. Some of the cotton gloves you will get with the PVC dots to have a better grip. Okay. So again, gloves materials. It is very important how you can choose your gloves materials. So basically, the natural rubber gloves are stretchable and also highly resistant to the punches, and they perform well in the mild caustic and also ketone-based solutions. And it is temperatures ranges from 0 to 300 Fahrenheit. Those gloves works well for job which requires handling rough materials and also sharp edges objects such as plate, glass, and also lumbers. So selection of the material, that's where we have seen the characteristics of the PPE. So when we say characteristics, the first character is it should effectively eliminate or it should effectively give the protection from the hazard which is present. Then neoprene, which is a premium grade synthetic rubber gloves coated with neoprene or resistant to the strong acids, oils and greases, solvents and caustics, etc. The nitrile, these are also super synthetic compounds which is also used for smooth and rough finishes. They perform at well temperatures 25 to 340 degrees. Nitrile coated gloves so offer superior abrasion, snag and also puncture resistance for the tasks or handling porous building materials. So when we say nitrile coated, some of the gloves will get coating. If you see the construction, they'll have nitrile coated or neoprene coated in the arm side. In the back side, you will have a net kind of section where it will have breathable area so that you will not feel any sweat. Then Winton gloves are especially useful for the resisting chemical permeation from the chlorinated and also aromatic solvents. Then polyvinyl chloride PVC. This is an very very famous or large amount of quantities used in chemical industries. Plastic gloves resistant from a broad range of chemicals. So PVC are, when we say chemical industry, so PVC is used very widely. So it can gives us protection from a large variety of chemicals. And they provide ample flexibility, durability, and the temperatures 25 to 150 Fahrenheit. So PVC coated gloves are ideal for the jobs which involve handling of roughs, mechanical parts also, castings, and also petrochemicals. So some of the gloves will get a PVC coating made up of different material. Over the will get a PVC coating so that they can be used for rough mechanical parts. Especially we can use in the engineering industries, because the engineering industries, while doing machining, we use the coolant water. We have discussed this in IS 102 while discussing about lathe machine operations, where they use coolant to avoid heating of the insert. The insert is used for cutting the metal, while rotation, definitely due to the friction between the job, which is nothing but the product, and the cutting insert, the heat will be generated. To avoid that heat, there they use the coolant to reduce the temperature. In such kind of situations where we can use these kind of gloves. And butyl rubber gloves, these also will give high protection resistance from the gases and vapors. Latex gloves are not appropriate for primary chemical resistance, but offers good protection from the standard grit and also other exposures, etc. Yeah. Okay. So these are the different kinds of type of gloves and the protections against the characteristics. I think this we have covered in the previous slide, just to for the information. Then foot and leg protection. Sorry. Yes, Ramesh. Any question? So foot and leg protection. This is also fall under again non-respiratory PPEs. So when we say foot and leg, immediately will come with the safety shoes. Here also, majorly we have again different types of shoes. Any question? Anybody? So I request everybody, please be on mute. Otherwise, I have to intentionally make you people to unmute. Okay. So when we say foot protection, definitely we remember safety shoes. Again, we'll have different types. We have general safety shoes and also gumboots. So gumboots will be used for at wet surfaces or chemical handling. Or basic safety
Sir?
shoes will be used in the multiple locations. Yes.
సార్ సార్ 25 నుంచి 300 టెంపరేచర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏ గ్లోవ్ వాడాలి సార్?
ఏంటండి?
25 నుంచి 300 టెంపరేచర్ ఉండేటప్పుడు వేరే గ్లోవ్స్ వాడాలి సార్. ఏ గ్లోవ్స్ వాడాలండి? హ్యాండ్ గ్లోవ్స్.
No, you will have multiple brands and multiple models.